from Ignite you're willing to commit to. So the very first one is what we all say is the most important, your daily 10-4. I would say everyone should commit to that, and if you're not able to do that now, create a plan to work up to the daily 10-4, but then layer on what other commitments you want to make, such as holding open houses every week, such as going on blank commitments or appointments every week. I'm coaching, I have a coach who coaches me, I'm coaching with an agent right now who's pushing me to have 2 appointments a day in the afternoon, every day after lunch, have 2 appointments, which would be 10 appointments a week. That is big ass and scary for me, let me tell you. I don't know any agent in Maui in real estate that meets with 2 buyers or sellers every day, 5 days a week. And my coach was like, well, think about that, what that would do for your business. I'm like, how am I gonna do that with all these new roles and responsibilities? 2 appointments every day, like a 4:30 and a 6 o'clock. He's like 45 minutes in your appointment, 15 or 20 minutes travel time. You can do a 4:30 and 6 o'clock every day and not affect your morning lead generation, not affect your principal broker duties, not miss caravan. So when you think you can't, ask how you can, because there's always a way to take it up to the next level. So that's one of my goals right now for February is 2 appointments a day, 5 days a week. My eyes are still bulging, but you know what? I'm diving into that goal. All right, page 27. In addition to your actions, these are separate commitments for book reading and attending events. So I would encourage you all to absolutely check the first one, read and reread The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. That's a new version is coming up, an updated version is coming up this year. Todd Hudson is in the new updated version. That's how much he's blown up his business. Yes, really, I just found that out. So really exciting, but use it as a Bible. Carry it with you. I usually have it in my trunk of my car, so if I'm somewhere and I have a few extra minutes, I can go through, and I'm always rereading and re-highlighting and re-implementing, even when I'm reading something else. So that should be an ongoing. There are other books you can read. We have a great one, Millionaire Real Estate Investor, the Shift book. Here are some things you can attend: family reunion, mega camps in August on the mainland in Austin at our headquarters. You could take Ignite again, which is a great opportunity because there'll be new content. Bold is going to be in our market center in June. I encourage all of you to be in Bold. And any other tech training offered, which we have all sorts of training. On average, the average agent, and this is on page 28, that took Bold, of all the Bold classes, Bold is for 7 weeks. On average, they came out with 12.94 year-to-date contracts by the end of Bold. So they took Bold sometime during the year. The average was basically 13 closings. So for anyone who doesn't have 16 closings, and even our top producers, they go with their whole team and they take Bold because it's everything we do every day on steroids. And once you've done it, you're just like, oh, this is nothing. I can do the daily 10-4 in my sleep. They have a function in Bold called the Bold 100. Does anyone know about that? Tell us what the Bold 100 is.
You have to make 100 contacts a day.
In one day.
In one day.
It's you make 100 contacts in one day.
Wow.
And it's a real estate conversation, face to face, over the phone, or via text. When I did it, and I've done a Bold 100, they didn't allow text. Only in the last year did they add text in. If it's a real estate conversation, that is 2 ways. You send them something, they respond, and it's a back and forth about real estate. After you do a Bold 100, your 10 calls a day are nothing. Nothing. I had one agent who went and walked the parking lot at Costco, talked to 40 people, went to the mall, talked to some more people, just cold interactions. I don't recommend that, but hey, you can do it through calling your database. You can do it through calling people that have been referred to you, past clients. That's 100 contacts, so you're making more than 100 calls, because you know not everyone answers. in a day. And once you've done that, that is like, for me, the epitome of my experience at Keller Williams. You are on fire. It is nothing you cannot do. Because you end those 100 conversations. I ended up like that one day with like 12 referrals. I had like 10 appointments. I mean, I had more business than I could service in the next month.
Wow.
And it was off of one day. It was a whole day. It was a long day. It was like 12 or 13 hours. But it can be done. So as you go through these different things that stretch your thoughts of yourself and your business, it forces you, it just expands your mind. And you will be empowered to do more, to think more, to execute. Very exciting. Okay, so page 29 is an optional activity. We're not going to do it today because I talked about a lot of other things, but you can read through this evening. This gives you some very targeted scripts. One is if you're new to real estate. One is about sharing your KW mobile app. One is about asking for referrals. Next page is there's a FISBO, seller objections, determine the list price with your sellers, pricing objections, working with buyers. Your buyer wants the seller to do non-essential repairs, and recommending that your client counteroffer. I suggest you read through these. These cover almost every situation you will come into. And of course, you'll tweak it for your situation, your property, but these are a great resource to revisit. Okay, we are on page 33, putting it all together. You want to attend training in your market center. This is not the end all be all, Ignite. We have classes on our calendar every month. There's a tech class every month. There's contract classes. Randy does the time blocking class. There's financial planning classes. We're going to start again offering intro to commercial classes where you can just come find out about the commercial division and how to work with the agents in the commercial division. How you as a residential agent, even if you don't want to sell commercial, how can you leverage your contacts to give referrals and receive income on commercial opportunities? For your small business owners, if they're going to rent commercial space, buy commercial space, sell their business, buy a business. You know, those are great opportunities. You want to review and track your numbers. Lead from knowledge and not from guessing, so track your numbers. Install accountability in your process, even if that's your own My Tracker, even if that's another agent or family member. Hey, did you do your accountability, your work today? One of the great tools is saying to a child, we're gonna go to X if mommy sells 10 homes this year. I promise you, every time you come home from an open house, did you sell a house today, mommy? How was your open house, mommy? Did you make your calls, mommy? Because, you know, one of my agents wanted to take her kids to Disneyland. And so she put a picture of Disneyland on the refrigerator and she wrote 10 goals, 10, 9, 8, down to 1. And every time she stepped up, came home and had sold something that closed, after it closed, she gave the big marker to her child who took an X through the 10. We only need 9 more sales, Mom. What are you doing to get those 9 sales? We're going for spring break, you know? No greater accountability than your kids asking you, did you make your calls?
Yeah.
When's open house, Mom? And then they're not like, you have to go do an open house. It's like, well, remember, I'm working for us, and our family goal is to go to Disneyland, and I only need 8 more sales. My kids started talking, and this was years ago when they were in school, to their teachers, their friends' parents. Every time they were in a car and they heard someone talk about real estate, they'd pull out a card, because all my kids had my cards. My mommy's a realtor, you should call my mommy. She's a great realtor. I mean, I sold stuff, even when my daughters were in their 20s. I have one that lives in Boulder right now. Her first job here was tutoring, and I sold the head of the tutoring center a house because she interviewed and said, are you renting or did you buy? Oh, we're renting, we're looking to buy. Do you have a realtor? No, my mom's a realtor. Here's her card, call my mom. I mean, you'd be surprised. So include your friends and your family in your vision and your goals. And do that for yourself in your home office. Whatever your vision thing is, that's your first thing you're working for. I need 5 sales before I can buy that purse. Might only be a $300 purse. Or on the next sale, I'm gonna buy that Mont Blanc pen, so I have a great pen to sign contracts with. Whatever it is, put that in front of you, and how many sales before I get to do that? You have to have small rewards along the way. I take my family out to dinner every time I have a closing. We have a list of great restaurants that we don't go to on an everyday, weekly basis, but that we'd like to go to. So my last sale, we went to Star Noodle. Dinner was $150. It was not a huge expense. I could go to Star Noodle any day of the week, but I forced myself, for good budgeting, to cook at home and to try to eat healthy. And we don't go out all the time. So when we do, it's kind of a bigger deal. And we just went this last weekend. And they were like, oh, it's so far to drive, Mom, we live in Cool. I'm like, no. This is a closing dinner. Attendance is required because the two daughters who live at home are 25 and 35. So they have their lives and they're off doing it. I schedule it in advance, 5 days in advance. Dinner on Saturday, 7:30, Star Noodle. Be there. I'm going to be upset if you're not there. This is a closing dinner. And they've been doing this since they were 10 years old. And they're like, I get there at 7:15. They're both there. They're both there waiting. They're like, hey, Mom, we're here. We're ready. We had a great dinner. It was awesome. So reward yourself in small little ways. It's a great motivator, and you got to have some small wins along the way to the big wins. So what are your 3 most powerful ahas from Ignite? And not one person has to give 3, but let's just throw some out. What's your big ahas from Ignite?
Lead generate.
Thank you. The number 1 message, lead generate.
Somebody told me follow up, you should call it FU, because if you don't follow up, you're saying FU
To you.
your client and to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What else?
You can get paid for referrals.
You get paid for everything you do.
Sure duties.
Even a lease. If someone does a commercial lease or a residential lease, you can get paid on that. Absolutely. Be a connector. Look at multiple streams of income of different opportunities for you versus just a sale. So there are lots of opportunities. What else?
How much Keller Williams already gives us in the systems? Everything almost.
We give you training,
Yeah.
which gives you structure. We give you systems that provide structure. We are known nationally to be the number 1 training company, not just in real estate, across multiple industries. We give more free training than any other company. And it's because we are investing in you because we are you. You know, we want you to cap. You have no more commission. That builds your wealth and your success, but at the same time, it's covering the expenses of our market center. We want to provide you the best tools in the business. We want you to have bigger businesses than you could have ever dreamed. So absolutely. Yeah, and we're not nickel and diming you, so I love that too. You know, you're a business, you gotta pay your own expenses. We're not giving you a lot of stuff, folders and stuff, but we do give black and white copies, unlimited. Your color copies are like 9 cents a piece. They bill you quarterly. You can't get a 9-cent copy. Go to Kinko's, it's like, I don't know, $1 a copy or something. So we really only cover the cost. We don't want to burden our agents. And like $60 of your $100 a month is your E&O insurance, errors and omissions insurance. So, I mean, you're right, you get a lot, and people don't always, understand the value of that.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of value.
This weekend I talked to people from the Hanson Ohana and from Wailea and a bunch of places, and they all told me they pay $100 a month too, basically for all that stuff, and they don't get nearly what we do.
Nope.
Nothing like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, and it's just, it makes me so proud to be with Keller Williams.
And that's another income stream too, is referring agents and being their sponsor. here,
Building
too.
your profit share,
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. I think when you have success, other agents will start to turn to you. Bob, I've known you a long time, man. Your business is blowing up. What are you doing different? And so that organically and naturally opens those conversations, makes it very easy. Everything you do in your day should be easy. Through studying scripts and interactions, you're going to get better at having the information, having the language you want to roll off the tip of your tongue, being comfortable in saying it. I tell agents, new agents particularly, be confident in what you say, because 9 times out of 10, the person you're speaking to isn't going to know if it's right or not. don't lie to them. But if you're just like, oh, I don't know if I can do that, or say it. What's the worst thing that's gonna happen? You're not gonna get them as a client. Well, if you don't say it, you're probably not gonna get them as a client. So have that confidence in yourself. I went to real estate school, I'm attending training, I'm building my knowledge. There's no shame in that. Okay, so on page 36, it talks about expanding your learning. Your 411 action goal sheet you can use, knowing your conversion rate, setting your goals, doing a vision board. Talks about technology. I don't know if this is the most current information as far as the first 100 days. There is a first 100 days checklist. So if you'd like it, call me or text me or email me directly and I will get it for you. Of what we coach you in the first 100 days. It's books you should read, 3 books over 3 months, classes you should take. These are our social media for the company nationally that you can log into. You have completed your Ignite classes, you have energy, you have enthusiasm, you have focus, you know how to follow through. Give yourselves a huge pat on the back. You know now where to go for answers. So, we have a Market Center Administrator, our MCA, her name is Brenna, she's in the Kahului office. Sam is in charge of agent services, she's here in Kihei. Me, I'm your principal broker, I'm in Kahului. I take direct calls and texts from agents all day long. In fact, I've got like 5 since I've been standing here. I return everything same day. So you might not hear from me till 8 o'clock at night. It depends what's on my schedule for that day, which today is kind of full. But I will get back to you. So if it's just, hey, I want to just talk about this area of my business. Hey, I have a certain listing. I don't know really what to do about this issue. Hey, I've got a counter offer. I've never seen this before. You should go to your coach first if you have one. Go to your broker in charge. But separate from those, I'm a resource for you. I am a working agent. I'm an experienced agent, and I know I've encountered everything in the business except timeshare. That's the only thing I haven't done. But I do commercial day in and day out. I've done luxury. I do vacant land. I do development. I have my own development company. So I'm doing my own projects, my own investments. So if you run into a developer, an investor, don't shy away from that because, I've never done it. We can partner you with another agent. We can give you advice. We can coach you through it. All you need is that connection, and that's an income point for you. So I think you're all set up for initial success, getting started. There is a course evaluation in Kelly. If you would go in and do that course evaluation for me, it gives you instructions on page 39. You don't have to do it now, but you will have to, I'm not in the instructor list, you'll have to go down to the bottom. It says other and you add the name. It's Michelle with 2 L's, and it's Del Rosario with a space. So the D's capitalized, Del space capital R, Osario, and the class is Ignite 12, and share your feedback. Because I'm always assessing and improving my teaching style as well, and I want to always add value. I don't want you just sitting in a class. I want it to be a meaningful class. So thank you. You guys are done, and Nicole should be down in just a minute. It's exactly 12:15. Yes, sure.
What's your number?
My phone number is 808-280-8898.
Okay.
Then again, 808
280-8898. My cards are in this Market Center and Kahului, and soon they'll be in all 3. We just reordered new cards because I'm cheap. I wouldn't reorder new cards, even though I've been PD for a few months. That say principal broker now. I'm not all about titles. I'm a broker. I work in the business just like all of you. I'm super approachable and very low key. So come on in. I want you to call and reach out.
It's time to celebrate! Let's go!
Oh my God. Cake.
Oh yeah!
Good, baby, cake.
Is it up?
Woo!
we didn't turn it off yet.